What is going on, people? I am here for another review. I got a whole bunch of reviews coming actually because the nice people over at Wild Eye Releasing sent me over a few more movies to review. So I will be having, I'll probably do three in one and then two in the other. I have five movies to review, so I'm going to get two of them down in here. If you haven't checked out my previous video for Stomping Grounds, this one kind of carries over because in this video, or the movie I'm about to review, is this one here. You know, you have usually humans fighting zombies. Well, in this movie, you do have humans fighting zombies, but they have a new ally that you would not expect. And the movie I'm about to review is Bigfoot versus Zombies. Yes, Bigfoot versus Zombies. Not only is it the humans going after these zombies, Bigfoot is now on their side. Let me tell you how. But before I get into that, let me tell you the director of this movie is Mark Polonia. He is the writer and director of it. It stars James Carolus. It has Todd Carpenter. It has Bob Dennis. And it has Danielle Donahue, among many others. So pretty much what this movie is about is, Bigfoot is kind of roaming around these areas. Well, in this area, it's one of those places where people bring cadavers, and I guess sometimes you'll have the detectives and police and everything go and find these cadavers to unsolved mysteries and stuff. So what they do is they bring these dead bodies to this place, put them in different scenarios, and then the cops come and pretty much do their thing, find the mystery or whatever they do. Pretty much, but before the bodies end up going into this thing, there's a doctor that kind of introduces them to this serum that supposedly, decays them quicker. They would have to pay this doctor more for more bodies. The quicker they decompose, the more people they're going to need. So pretty much what he does is use this serum, puts it into these dead bodies, but instead of, rapidly deteriorating them, it does the exact opposite and it brings them back to life. So pretty much what happens is now it's these group of people that, are now in this vicinity of this area with now zombies walking around. It also has a Bigfoot loose on this premises, and pretty much now it's them against the zombies with Bigfoot. It's very interesting, I must say. I don't want to give too much away, but let me say it's got a very interesting premise. Some of the zombies look a little bit different than others. Some have practical effects. Some have like just masks on. But then you figure out that later on it depends on how long they've been sitting there for. Some of the more decomposed zombies look a little bit different than the others. Some look brand new. Some just have like a little paint job on it. But overall, I mean, this movie is rather entertaining. I mean, there's a guy that kind of reminds me of like Dog the Bounty Hunter in it. He's got this like, I don't want to say mullet, but kind of reminds me. He's this old guy that thinks he's like juiced up and everything. He's comic relief in it. You got this guard that's kind of an old dude that kind of really isn't great at his job. You have these other guys that are trying to hit on this one receptionist and everything. It's definitely got its, goofy, zany, I guess you want to call it, storyline to it. But it's rather entertaining, I tell you the truth. It's not the highest budget movie, so the graphics and stuff aren't the greatest I've ever seen. But overall, I mean, it's very entertaining. It's got a very interesting premise to it. It's got a lot going for it. So I'd say go ahead, check out Bigfoot versus Zombies, because I'll tell you, it's funny to see Bigfoot going after zombies, I guess you want to call it. So the other movie that I will be reviewing in this, it's got an 80s feel to it. I enjoyed it a whole lot. It's Wild Eye in association with Massacre Pictures. It's directed by Manny Serrano. Its writer is Louie Cortes and Manny Serrano. It stars Matt W. Cody, Mike Roche. Again, if I mess up your last name, I apologize. Byron M. Howard, along with many others. And that movie is Blood Slaughter Massacre. Pretty much right in the beginning of this movie, you have a lot of people are at a guy's 45th birthday party. It's happening during Halloween, so it's like a lot of people have these masks on and costumes and everything, and pretty much, they're just having a fun old time at this party. And all of a sudden, a masked man, later to be known as the Ripper, comes and pretty much destroys everyone at this party. An officer and two officers end up coming to this massacre. They come and see all these people slain, all these people dead and everything. And the guy's still there. The Ripper's still there. He ends up injuring this officer, and then the kind of screen turns to black. And then 10 years later, all these teens and everything start getting killed. And this officer now he becomes a detective. And pretty much these murders are kind of reminiscing him of this old school guy, the Ripper. So he's coming to the conclusion that it's this guy again. As the story goes on, you see more and more teens dying, and sooner or later you'll figure out why. I don't want to give it away, but it's one of those homages to an old school 80s movie. It's got some old school 80s feeling music to it. Some of the death scenes are rather gruesome, rather gory. It definitely has a good grasp on like slasher movies, I guess you want to call it. The end of the movie kind of, comes together. It's got a little twist to it at the end. I enjoyed it thoroughly. What else do I want to say about this movie? Like I said, the death scenes are very, different, I guess you want to call it, than some. There's a lot of nudity in this, I'll tell you that much. There's scenes where I was just like, that person's naked out of nowhere. But, hey, I'm not complaining because pretty much all of the nudity is women, so I don't mind it. But like I said, overall, definitely a good homage to the old school 80s horror movies. So if you're in the mood for Bigfoot, go check out Bigfoot Vs Zombies. If you're in the mood for slashers, go get Blood Slaughter Massacre. And if you're in the mood for both, get both. I'm pretty sure you can go on wildeyereleasing.com and pick those up. I'm pretty sure they're on Amazon as well. So definitely go ahead, check those two movies out. And yeah, I guess until my next review, I will have 3 other ones. I'm probably just going to hump back right to it. So I will be coming back for one more long, lengthy, I guess, review. So stick around, and I'll be back.